God, for showing me how you intended for my life to be. Thank you, God, for guiding me into a world where I can be just me. I love the mountains, the trees, and the streams. I love the desert and wildlife it brings. The freedom of my life allows me to roam. Wherever I go, it becomes my new home. Hi, everybody. I know Paul is still live, so I guess everybody's having a good time over there, but I see Angie was first here. I didn't think maybe nobody would show up. Look at here. I have Angie and Hybrid Life. John. Hello, John. Hope you're okay. I got my lipstick on. Cece. Hello from San Diego. Welcome. And Lone Star Brightly. I think he's just joined my channel. And he says he just subscribed, so thank you. I appreciate that. Randy Arstein from Montana. Look at here. We do have a few people showing up. So Sandy Robinson. Hello, Sandy. And Steve from Desert Adventures in Arizona. I guess you got tired of the women talk? Debbie Carlton and Sue Mitchell. Thank you guys for being here. I didn't think anybody would show up. They haven't too much fun with the women talk over there. Sue Mitchell, hello. Okay, so tonight, really, I thought I would really let people ask questions about hidden disabilities, and I'll kind of carry a conversation if you don't ask, but put a QQQ in the chat. Let me put this banner up so you know. Just type in QQQ and before you ask a question, and then I'll recognize it, I hope. I'm not always able to follow the chat beat, depending on how much. Let me change that a little bit for a second. Hang on. Let's do this. Edit. And then I'll put it, scroll across the bottom. So I think that'll be better. Let's try that. There. Okay, so let's see who else has showed up. Cookie's here. Hi, Cookie. Angie, I thank you so much for all your wonderful comments in my on my videos. I really do appreciate it. My tongue is a little twisted tonight. Hello, Christine H. and Anita Meyer. Freeloader's Adventure, how are you doing? Colette, good evening. I don't, it's 8 o'clock here, but it's 3 hours later on the East Coast, so I didn't know. Let me just say, I'm going to be doing live streams the first and third Saturday of every month from now on at 8 o'clock my time, whatever time it is where you're at now. So this is the time I will be doing live streams on the first and third Saturday. I miss a few people coming in. Let's see. Sue Paca is here from California, soon to get out. I don't blame you. I don't want to be in California. That's where I came from. So I was up in Modesto in Central California. Let's see. So Louise Caltageron. Hi, how are you doing? Susan Slade. Kenneth Fordman, a.k.a. Oaks. He's here. He says he's not tagging because he's on the phone. I totally understand. I have a really hard time trying to type everybody's name on the phone. Sometimes I do. Sometimes I just say hello, everyone. So that's fine. Star Griffin, hello. So let's see. New York. Louise is from New York. Wow. I believe John Hybrid Life is from New York. So I think he's one of your neighbors Daniel Bell, good morning. It's morning there. I'm from England, 4 o'clock. Wow. Wow, what are you doing up so early? Thank you for being here. And little pissy Willie Mike, which is Mike to me. Happy birthday, D. That is his famous saying, Happy birthday, Mike. That's his wonderful greeting. Okay, Sue says, can I keep my public benefits like disability without a mailing address? Well, I don't know that you can. I guess the rules are different in every state you go to. So as far as disability payments, if it depends on whether it's connected to the state welfare system. On disability, I think you still have to have a mail-in address, but doesn't have to be a house. I probably could be a post office box or something. I'm not really sure because depending on where you are. Oh, New Hampshire. I thought you were in New York. That's right. You're New Hampshire. So I don't know if that really answers your question, but on federal disability, which you just get a check from the state federal government, I believe you can do it with a post office box. On state disability, you have to have a physical address, I believe. I could be wrong because I couldn't really say. So let's see if I have any. It's 10 p.m. in Louisiana. It's federal, and yes, you need a permanent address. Okay. So I hope that answers your question. Joanne Wasliker. Hello. I hope I said that right. Hello, Jarhead and Ginger. I assume that's probably gender. How are you doing, hon? What I'm going to do in a little while here, I'm going to put a link. Hang on. Let's just close that. I'll put a link in the chat if anybody wants to come up on the panel and talk about their disabilities, specifically what you deal with, one or two items. Let's not tell our whole health history. We'll be fine. And I would like if you not discuss too much of the pharmaceutical medications, because I don't know if YouTube will allow that kind of stuff. So I would have to be careful about pharmaceutical stuff on the channel. But you can talk about like what you do for your health and over-the-counter stuff and things like that. So if anybody will like to come up and talk about their disabilities, and I noticed when I did that video, I could not believe all the people that had so much in common with me. So many people are dealing with hidden disabilities. So the thing about hidden disabilities is like I shared in my video, a lot of you watched it. I hope you haven't. If you haven't, go back and watch it. But I shared a lot of my disabilities on there. And the thing about that is, I'll check this question in a second here because I don't want to early start working 6 a.m. Okay, hang on. Let's see. Or the chat's going to start going crazy because we do have 42 people in the chat now, or 44. Please, people, hit the thumbs up. It does help my channel. I appreciate it. So, anyhow, what was saying? So, when you have hidden disabilities, people don't really see that you're disabled. So they automatically assume you're able to do everything that everybody else is. Okay. Question from Steve at Desert Adventures in Arizona. If you guys don't know Steve, check out his channel. He does a morning live stream at least once or twice a week. And he has a great channel. He does wonderful drone videos and talks about the Ironwood National Forest here in Arizona. So it's a great channel. He does really good photographic videos and does meet us with people and different places he goes to. Anyhow, his question is, how do disabled traveling nomads find good doctors when they need treatment? It is not always easy. I've been in the desert, here in the Arizona desert, for a little over 5 years. And unfortunately, where I live, there are no doctors. We have one small medical clinic here in Quartzsite. You get what you get when you go there. We do have a hospital about 30 miles away from here in Parker. And there they also have some medical offices, so you can get a doctor there, depending on your insurance, who you get. So some medical bill offices take all medical insurance. Some don't. So it's a struggle. You have to do some checking around. I would never recommend you go to anywhere till you find out. Before you leave, if you're going to plan on staying somewhere for a while, check with your insurance and find out if they will go with you. I think that's a very important question. I always encourage people to check with their doctors, check with their medical insurance, and check with your pharmacies. Maybe you can get your prescriptions mailed to you from your regular doctor. In an emergency, there's always an emergency room. So let's see, the next question is, how do you get medical care in different states using Medicaid as a secondary insurance to Medicare? That's the problem. That would be a complication. Medicaid is a state program where Medicare is federal. So with Medicaid, you would have to let them know you're going to be out of wherever you're going to be and make sure they will cover you. Find out what you have to do to get coverage for anything that's not covered by Medicare. Um, all emergencies will be covered by Medicare if you have to go to the hospital, or like I think even urgent care. So let's see. So I'm not sure if I answered that question. I did the best I could for that. Come on, why it doesn't want to go? Oh, there we go. So, whoops. Okay, questions are going pretty fast. Let's see. I'm glad you like it, Joanne, and I'm glad you're here. Thrifty Angela is here too. See, so please go ahead and put questions in the chat. I would like to try to answer them as much as I can. It's Ginger, okay, typing, but Jarhead is here. Okay, you're both there. That's good. Let's see. Burning up at the roads. Hello, Lucretia. I'm glad you're here. Because I know you have some disabilities too. Let's see. RV Butterflies here. Hello. Okay. I watched and it made me tear up. Don't know how you do it, Dee. Well, truthfully, I mean, I made it. I let you know I always give you the real thing, okay? But bottom line is, I've learned over the years how to handle pain better than I ever did. Because I had to go through so much pain without any medication. So I guess I've built up some tolerance for pain. When I was working in a card room dealing Texas Hold'em poker. This is before I became a full-time nomad, before I started this journey here in Arizona. And I was working in a card room. I was working at a card table. You have 9 players around the table. You sit in the center. You have to reach almost a 10-foot table lengthwise. So you're going to have to reach and do all that stuff. And I didn't really have neuropathy yet, but I did have the bad disc in my neck and my lower back. And I ended up, within the first month I worked, ended up in traction for months. Every 2 or 3 times a week, I had to go in for traction from that. But I learned I could tolerate pain even then. So I worked in pain. Believe me, I was in a lot of pain. In those days, I was taking a lot of pain medication. So when I broke my back a few years ago, and I broke my wrist all within a couple weeks of each other, and I had to wean myself off all my pain medication because I didn't want to have to rely on it. Talking about health insurance, I was worried that what if I couldn't get my prescriptions? I was so afraid I couldn't get the prescriptions, and I felt I would be so addicted to what I was on. I said, I need to get myself off of all this medication. And it really wasn't helping that much. So I said, why am I taking it? I was in a fog all the time. I was like a zombie. If you guys get tired of my stories, please say something in the chat so I will know, and put a Q, 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 so I know. Anyhow, so I was dealing with poker before, and I was in a lot of pain. And so, like I said, when I broke my back and my wrist, I started weaning myself off of my medications, one medication at a time, under doctors' kind of monitoring. And I would take one pill, and I started cutting in half and then cutting in half again. So I do that for several weeks before I cut it down again. And I weaned myself off one medication at a time till I was on no pain medication. So when I broke my back and my wrist, they had me on more narcotics, okay? So I said, when I did that, I said, I'm not going to take what they tell me I can take. So no matter how bad I hurt, I just forced myself to go through it. And so I cut it only took 1/4 of what they told me to take, and really only for the first week. But I don't know that everybody can do that, and maybe they don't want to do that, but I just didn't want to be addicted to the medication, and half of our medical problems are from the medication. So anyhow, okay, let's see where we're at. So that's my story about medication. So that's how I deal with it. So I learned how to tolerate the pain. That's all. That's really what it comes down to. I learned how to tolerate the pain. It was not easy, but tell them oh, thank you, Joanne. Yes, I do have some new members too. I want to tell you, I'll play my member video, but let me find the names of the new people that have subscribed to my channel this past week, if I can find them. I wrote them down somewhere, hopefully. I'm really bad. I have notepads all over the place with tons of notes. Let's see. Okay, yes, I do have some new members this week, which is the Sandy Paws Travel. I don't know how many of them are in here tonight, but say I'm here so I know. And then I'll ask my moderators if I have some to put your links in the chat. Sandy Paws Travel, Roxanne Davis, and Backbeat Rhythm. And we already saw one that became a subscriber, not a member, but a subscriber tonight. So I have new subscribers too. So anyhow, thank you, Angela. She said she liked the video. Okay, let's see. I'm probably way behind in the chat because I'm up here all by myself. I don't have anybody to help me tonight. So let's see. Tanya's up in Colorado visiting her daughter. So normally she will come on and be my co-host, but anyhow, Bomber Rush is here, and Plain Vanilla Grandma is here, and who else? When homeless without. Yeah, okay. I didn't know that Hybrid Life says you can receive SSDI when homeless without a residential address. But you do, yeah. Okay, that makes sense, John. That does make sense. Okay, so I hate it when the chat scrolls really fast. I get totally lost. So I'll go back to where his message was, then I'll know where I was. Mary Jones is in here. Thank you for being here, hon. I hope you're feeling okay tonight. Yeah, Lone Star Brightly is a new subscriber on my channel. I really, again, want to thank you for coming tonight and subscribing. Triple A B B H D D G F, who has smart to not be dependent on the meds. I have. If you put a little name something we can know how to address you. Otherwise, I'll just call you Triple A. So welcome. Let's see. Oh my gosh, I'm way behind in the chat. Let's see. Journey via Lily's Lens is here. Hello, Lily. Fan. I haven't seen her for a while. Thank you, Joanne. Let's see. She Devil Adventures is here. Nika Asensio is here. Hello. Okay. And look here, Tommy's Travels is here. Yay, Tommy. Okay, I think I'm pretty much caught up. All right. So what I'm going to do is I am going to put a link in the chat. If anybody wants to come up and talk about their disabilities, why don't you come up? You do have to have yourself, not an icon. You have to be able to be seen. And I have to know who you are before I bring you up. So I will put the link in the chat. Hang on. Sometimes it works, and sometimes it doesn't. I did it. There we go. All you have to do is click on the link, and then you can come up. And when I see you down in the green room below this picture, then I'll know you're coming up. So let's see. Scott just got diagnosed with Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Wow. Oh my goodness. From a tick bite. So far, only mild symptoms. Wow, that's crazy. I heard about that, but I never heard of anybody that actually had it. So, wow. Rocky Mountain spotted fever. Let's see. So let's try to get somebody up here. If not, I'll keep talking about stuff I know about. I would love to have somebody come and talk about their stuff. I think it is so wonderful to talk about this, Brian says. Okay, who did I? If I missed you, please say hello again so I don't miss you. Okay, so one of the people that had watched my video had a comment, and she wanted me to spend more time giving more details about specific health issues. So because I named so many things in my video. So let's talk about chronic fatigue syndrome. Anytime it's called chronic means it occurs more than a month and very constant, pretty much off and on constant, at least longer than a month. So it wouldn't be considered chronic if every now and then you suffer from this or that. Just every now and then you're tired. Chronic fatigue is where you're not just tired, but you are like weak in the knees all the time, where you can't keep your eyes open. You feel like dropping all the time. I get really bad chronic fatigue because I don't sleep well. And so a lot of people have this. Well, what I will say is most of my health issues are considered autoimmune diseases, okay? So it's because my immune system is weird. It's not that it doesn't work. It's just because of whatever happened in my life, I guess, whatever kinds of things I had going on. I have developed a lot of complications that are caused by my ability to handle it. Like my body doesn't want to handle it. chronic fatigue, restless leg is not really so much autoimmune, but definitely fibromyalgia is and I don't know, different things. A lot of people have more than one thing. Like, I have chronic fatigue syndrome. I have fibromyalgia. I have restless leg syndrome. I have arthritis. The arthritis is really the deteriorating disc in my neck and my lower back. That's really arthritis. Um, Sometimes I have sciatica, but it's not constant. Thank God. Thank goodness. So, okay, before I go any further, let me get my thoughts together. I'm going to play you my member video. So, hang on. So, if I can find it. And I don't have all the new members on this yet, but I do want to play it just so you know. Here we go. Just a little thank you, and I'm letting you know your special gifts of love are helping me grow as I try to help others by your joining me. We are doing this together. We are family. We can help others to find joy in their lives and not be discouraged by all the strife. Thank you for your help, 'cause I know I'm not alone. You are all members and part of my home. The membership starting at $2, $5, and $10. Please consider becoming a monthly member as you join to help me help others. Thank you so much. Thank you. Anyhow, if you'd like to become a member, all you have to do is click on the link down in the description under the video. It'll tell you join it, and it'll tell you what the benefits are. On my channel, I don't do a whole lot. Mostly, I really do shout outs of these channels. So I'm working on every week trying to do one shout out video with 2 or 3 channels that are actually members on my channel. So I will try to do that. Maybe not every week, but I'll try to do a few every week of the people that are actually have content. Not all the members have content. A lot of my members do not do content channels, and I need those people to watch my videos. I tell you, you guys that are not content creators, you're special because you come to my channel. You don't get anything out of it. All you get is just being on my channel and supporting me. And I can't tell you what that means to me. You have no skin in the game, So I appreciate that anyhow. So let's see. I do have another question, Sandra Donahue. I have knee pain, and I don't think I could have always climb up into bed like I see so many nomads do. Have you ever had this issue, and what did you do? I do not have knee problems. I do have sometimes my legs are not real good. But a lot of people, what I use is a little step stool to get to my bed, depending on how high your bed is. So you can always build some kind of a step or platform to climb up in your bed. You can buy folding step stools so you can have it out of the way when you're not using it. So it depends on how bad your legs are and how much your body can handle. Daniel Bell says, I've been subscribed to you since a Binfocal show. Wow. I'm glad. Thank you, Daniel. I'm glad to hear that. I do have a lot of subscribers, people. I have 25,000 subscribers. So when you show up on my channel, I may not recognize you because I don't know everybody that subscribes. And unless they comment on a regular basis, I don't really get to know you. So if you want me to get to know you, make some comments on my videos, say something so I get to recognize your names. So anyhow, I'm glad you're here, Daniel, and thank you for being a subscriber. Um, ES is here. That's another new name. Susan from New Horizons is here, and Susan also has a lot of disabilities. Hers are not so much visible, a little bit, but mostly um, she does have a lot of mobility issues. So that's what her channel's about. Is all about handicap. So Dee Parker is here, and let's see, Ingrid, Ingrid Louise Ralston. Hello from Boston. AAA, I guess, left. Okay, good night, AAA. Okay, so Brian Leonard says, I have a rare neurological condition called ataxia. Like Parkinson's or MS, I suffer many of the same symptoms as you, and I look very healthy. So that's the thing, is a lot of people with the, especially with the MS and neurological conditions, they're, it's not like walking around with a broken leg or an arm that's hanging down or a messed up face or some physical things. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean they don't have a problem. And I have gone into parking lots and I see people. I'm almost embarrassed to get out of my car when I don't. I can walk. I can walk fine, but there's times when I can't walk very far because my legs will go out from under me. So I was in a wheelchair for 5 years, and so I couldn't walk at all during that time, more than a couple feet. But now I'm able to walk. But just because I use a handicap spot, usually the only time I use it if I really feel bad that day and I feel like it's too far for me to walk. So Parkinson's is a serious disease, and so is MS, but people don't really understand that. And maybe at some point I will learn more about the Parkinson's and ataxia um, and EMS. It's because I don't have those. Um, so I could maybe I do some research and share some information about that and have somebody like Brian able to come up and talk about his disability. Let me put the link in the chat if anybody wants to come up again, just in case, talk about their disabilities. Like I said, as long as I know who you are and I can see you, then I will bring you up. Let's see. So let's see. You're just listening in tonight, Pamela. Well, thank you for being here. And Casey is here. It is best to use a lawyer when trying to get disability apps. Well, yeah, it is. I had to have a lawyer when I got my disability many years ago. And they may turn you down the first two or three times. Depends on what's really what you got going on. So let's see. Oh, thank you, Lady Debbie S. Vanlight, for your super sticker. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Let's see. Fibromyalgia is painful. Yes. And chronic pain is another thing. People can't always see it. So chronic pain, fibromyalgia is chronic pain through the muscles and nerves throughout the body in different places. There's testing to determine if you have it or serious, but for many years they didn't even acknowledge that such a disease existed. It's not a disease, it's a syndrome. Almost the same thing, really. But it can be very debilitating. And so fibromyalgia, I do know about a lot about that. And I will do a specific video or live stream about a specific disease a little bit here and there in the future. So if somebody has really something they want me to discuss and mention it in one of my videos that I talk about disabilities, and I'll see if I can write it down and keep track of the things I want to talk about. I know people like to hear, get more information about different things. So Let's see what Kay says. The process is very long, lots of paperwork, and the lawyer can help you through the process. They also have lawyers that will help you for free. Yeah. In fact, you can go to legal aid in a lot of states. And they'll assign somebody that will help you at least fill out the forms. Um, so where I'm at. My chat is all over the place because I can't keep it up. Yanang Abigail, hello. Glad you're here tonight. Nice to see you. I didn't say hello to LG. LG, I heard somebody say your name, but I can't remember what it was. So I'm glad you're here. Uh, yes. So, shoot. I know I'm missing everything. Well, if I miss your question, I'm sorry. Look at here. Good. I have somebody to help me. Here you go. All right, Kenny.
Howdy.
How you doing?
Doing
All right.
great. Well, how about yourself?
I'm glad you're here. Kenny's one of my moderators. So, Kenny, if you see
Yes.
questions and I miss them, okay, you
Okay.
can give me the timestamp so I know how far to go back, and then you can tell me what the question is. Okay, if I miss it, I'm sure I've already missed a whole lot. Let's see. Oh, thank you, Joanna. She liked my song. Because we do have 61 people in the chat. You know how bad I am about.
Yeah,
Man,
I understand.
it's hard. It is
Hello,
hard.
Mary Jones. Hello,
So
Cookie.
Dookie 4235 is here too. Hello.
Hello, Dookie.
Yeah. Okay. Let's see. $5 super sticker. Thank you so much, Dookie. I appreciate that. Let's see. Uh-huh. Bill McIntyre. Bill, I've seen you before. You're non-do, are you? I think I've seen. Let's see. And you know what, John Hybrid Life, I should make you a moderator because you're almost always in my chat. I know Susan is a moderator and Mary Jones is a moderator. I'm trying to think of who else is here that is a moderator. So Rayleigh Creative Travels. Yeah, Cookie. Let's see what Cookie says.
Blaine.
I am not yet. Well, I would call that pretty much disabled. You're dealing with cancer, if I understand that's correctly, Cookie. But it could. Yeah, I have an appointment at Mayo Clinic in Rochester. It's growing and spreading again. So I would say that's pretty big deal, okay? And we all want to pray for these people that are suffering from major stuff. You know, we all have health problems as we get older. We all have something, but some things are more serious than others. I consider that much more serious than all my stuff. That's just the way I feel. So yeah, let's pray for these people too. For those who pray. Peach 65 is here. Thank you for being here from New Jersey. Just LG, okay. Yeah, LG is easy, but I do remember somebody saying your name. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Let's see. Tommy says my best friend has had an MS. Basically, her body is attacking her own immune system. That's correct. It can cause a loss of feeling in her legs or arms, face, and there is no cure. That's right. Yes. There's a lot more to it than that because they say that a lot of the autoimmune diseases that's what it is. Their body is attacking their own immune system. I'm not sure that I totally agree with what the medical says, but I don't know. I don't think my body's attacking itself, but I don't know. That's what they say. Okay, so I won't argue with the doctors. I just don't feel that's what happened with me.
Sandra from Sandra Sandy Robinson. She has a question there that says, how do you travel with sciatica, with ruptured disc and sciatica? I can hardly sit for very long.
Well, I don't travel much anymore. Um, I used to travel, I used to drive 12, 16, 20 hours straight. I can't do that. I can go 2 or 3 hours when my body starts hurting or when my leg starts acting up from the lower back down to my feet. That's where the sciatica is, and it goes numb. At that point, I have to pull over and stop and get out. And what it does help with sciatica is get out and move around a little bit. The ruptures discs, they're not actually ruptured. I guess they're deteriorating. I couldn't drive when I had the broken back, but it's pretty much healed. But the deteriorating discs are more like arthritis. Um, so it's painful, but it's not quite like a ruptured disc. So I can't sit. I do sit a lot, actually. I can sit. It's when I have to use my legs to use the gas pedal and things like that, it's putting too much pressure on my hips. Um, and then I get, when my rear end gets too tired, it'll go numb and then it starts really affecting the sciatica. So I don't drive like I used to. Unfortunately, it's getting harder and harder to be a nomad these days. um, much harder. Yeah, God is our healer. Um,
Amen.
yep. And not everybody believes in God, but a lot of people that come to my channel do. And I know that they all know I believe in God. I believe that God is a healer and He is the answer to all our prayers if we trust and believe in Him. So I won't get onto a preaching thing. I do the little bit of preaching on my other channel, which is capital D, capital M, capital A, capital C. And I don't have the link right now, but anyhow. So Navajo Nation in Arizona, Sarah Bigay, I believe. I
I
don't know
think
how
it's
it's
actually pronounced Begay, I believe.
Bigay. Okay, okay. So welcome. Let's see. So John from Hybrid Life says in 1994 he had sciatica and had to be on a 3-hour flight every Monday morning for work. Ouch. I came within a month of them giving me steroid injections. So yes, I never allowed them to put anything into my body for the sciatica. I know it's crazy, but I deal with the pain. I live in pain every single day. I just deal with it.
Mm.
And you can mentally adjust where you can cope with a lot more if you allow yourself. There's a lot of work to, you know, pain center is in your head, okay, not in your head, but what I'm saying is it has a lot to do with trying to think of the what is it called, um can't think of the word. Anyhow, there's a chemical in your brain that causes you serotonin, okay, the
Mhm.
serotonin in your brain causes you to feel pain, sometimes more, sometimes less. You can do things to change that a little bit, to change that chemical. And like what
Mhm.
I do is spend a lot of time working on positivity. I If you tell yourself long enough, often enough how bad you're feeling, you're going to feel worse, guaranteed. If you stop telling yourself all the time how bad you're feeling, start telling yourself, "Oh, it's not that bad. I can handle it. I can handle it a little more each day." Um, it Your mind can do a lot for you. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not a doctor, people. I'm not in the medical field, but I know what works for me. So I had to have steroid medication when I had my broken back, but that's the last time I had it. Let's see. Yeah, well, it does. With sciatica, usually it's a temporary thing, but it can come and go. You can have it and then be done with it after 6 months, not have any symptoms of it, and then it can come back. So sciatica is really, it's like uh, blocked. I don't know, something is blocked in your circulation, I think. Um, Heat or ice will help. The thing about heat and ice packs is I can't handle cold at all on my body. It would tear me up. So I can't take the cold. But they do say if you're using heat and ice packs, you alternate. And like 10 or 20 minutes on one and then 10 or 20 minutes on the other. Uh, so that does help with pain. Let's see where I'm at. Uh, if anybody doesn't know Kenny, Kenny's Boardman, aka Kenneth Oaks, on YouTube. He does have a YouTube channel. Kenny, are you able to put that link in the chat?
Yes,
Put
I
your
can.
in the chat. If anybody doesn't know Kenny, he does have disabilities. So let's do this. Let me try to figure out where I'm at in the chat so I can go back. Kenny, why do you talk about do it briefly, but talk about your health condition and what you deal with?
Well, I deal with what they call cerebral palsy. And what cerebral palsy is it's where my bones and muscles and tendons and stuff did not form right when I was born. But I
Right. So
went
you've
to,
had this since birth. Is that correct?
yeah,
Yeah.
yes. But I went to Shriners Hospitals for Children, and they helped correct some of that up to a certain point, up until um, I had to. They could only go so far with me, and then they had to cancel me out because they couldn't go any further.
Okay. So
Uh,
you're going to
but
be dealing with this for the rest of your life. What
yes.
kinds of complications do you have with that, Kenny? What things you unable to do?
Well, I'm unable to drive. Um,
I thought I saw you driving the truck the other day.
no, no,
Oh,
I'm unable to drive, and I I do have I'm unable to reach certain things,
yeah.
like on high shelves and things like that. So,
So you
and
walk with a walker, right?
I walk with a walker, and when the walker is messed up, I either have to have a walker or a wheelchair to be able to get around
Right. So
because I
you
do not
can't walk
balance.
without assistance at all.
No, no,
Yeah.
I don't balance. And
Right.
I also have a condition called hydrocephalus. And for those that may not know what hydrocephalus is, that is fluid on the brain. So I have a VP shunt that helps drain that fluid off and it goes down into my stomach and things. It's a tube that goes from all the way down from my head all the way down into my stomach. And
Okay.
I just had that. I've had several surgeries on that as well.
And you just had a gallbladder surgery, didn't you?
I just had my gallbladder removed about it'll be a month ago. Uh
One day I was gonna tease you, Kenny. I was gonna tease you, and I say, if you quit eating all that hot stuff that tears your stomach up, you probably wouldn't have to have that. I was just gonna tease you, but
yeah. Well, it's actually pretty common for most people. It's a pretty common thing, and they did it laparoscopically. So
yeah, yeah, that's good. Yeah, so they didn't have to cut you up a lot. Used
No,
to be they would cut you all the way open to do a
yeah.
gallbladder surgery.
Well, the surgeon's words were, he said, "I come a hair of having to cut you. I come a hair of having to cut you wide open," because he thought when he first got in there, he thought he was dealing with some really bad infection. And
So
usually,
people, yeah. So people talk about a lot of complications. Kenny is a miracle because he was born with cerebral palsy. He has so many issues, so many obstacles that he has overcome. What you don't know about Kenny is he went to school and got a certificate as an auto mechanic. I don't know how much you can do with that, but he's trying. And he's
yeah,
never give up. He has a great attitude, and he just had another thing, gallbladder. So
yeah,
if there's not one thing is another, and he lives with his papa, and his papa has helped him grow up. His papa raised him, and so I give you a lot of credit, Kenny. You are quite an inspiration to so many people, and if you can do it, you can do it. Anybody can.
I was always raised, I can do anything that I want to do if I just put my mind to it. I
Yep,
got to have that want to
that's
in
right.
order. Yeah.
You have to have the drive, the determination, and
Mm,
willingness to work at it. So nothing comes easy for you, though, does it?
no, but
No.
I always find ways to work around those obstacles.
Right. So are you in pain all the time from anything you deal with?
No, I don't complain very much.
No, I didn't ask you if you complain. I said, are you in pain?
Uh, no, not really. I, I'm one of those that I actually have a high tolerance of pain.
You do? Yeah. Yeah. I never
Uh,
did, but until a few years ago. Yeah, go ahead and talk. Finish talking while I can turn the air down a little bit.
like for example, that gallbladder issue that I was having. Um, they uh the even the surgeon himself and the ER doctor himself, they tried every which way they could to get me to jump, get me to holler by touching my abdomen area where the gallbladder was
Yeah.
located.
Yeah.
And because they said most patients with any gallbladder issues, just by the touch of two fingers in your abdomen area where the gallbladder is located,
Yeah.
they'd be about ready to jump off that table. And they tried every which way to get me to do that. And I'm like, what pain you talking about? I'm 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 like, what pain are you talking about?
Yeah. So,
So
Lucretia, if you want to come up and talk about your situation, you're welcome to. I'll put the link in the chat again. So, oops, it didn't work. Hang on. Let me probably have to copy it again.
hey, Joy Bless Life and Pamela and Lady Debbie S. Van Life and Charlene.
Huh, it's not letting me. I don't know why.
The link is dropped in there twice.
Oh, it
I see
did?
it.
It
I
some
see it.
reason I know why. You know why? My chat is stopped. I mean, I have to start working and no wonder I'm way behind. Okay, so I had question my blood, this is from Lady Debbie. My blood pressure medicine make me cough so bad. Do anyone else cough when taking meds? I used to. I learned if of course I take all my what I do is I don't cough so much, but when I go to take my medication, I take enough water to not let it be dry. so it doesn't really sit on my throat. So a lot of times people let it sit in their throat and it kind of not really gags them, but the powder or the coating on the medication could cause you to cough. So I try to take like 3 or 4 pills at a time. Some people actually take 1 pill at a time. So I don't know how they do that. I would be too full of water. Let's see. So somebody else, yeah, Susan doesn't like a cold on her body either. So let's see what this says. Bad. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Like I said, I'm way behind. Uh, Help me keep up with the questions or chat. Let's see. Okay.
Hey, Mike's moving on the map.
Hello. Science. Oh, see, this is what D said. Science goes only so far, and then comes God. Keep your chin up and faith strong. I've been battling IPF, RA, which is rheumatoid arthritis, bronchiectasis, I can't say all the words, and aspergillosis for 7.5 years. And I thank God every day. That's right. Let's see. What is else? Did I say hello to Rebel Girl? I think I did. Hello, Rebel Girl. Tracy James. Hello.
Hello,
From
Rebel
East
Girl
Tennessee.
and
See,
Tracy Jones.
yeah, Tracy Jones. Okay, Joy Blesses Life is they just got home from Pigeon Forge.
Yeah, that was a good live stream earlier. They did
Boy,
a
do you
live.
guys spend a lot of time there.
They just did a Rebel Girl. Where I'm from, I am from Kingsport, Tennessee, which is also known as East Tennessee. They call it. I'm about 45 minutes to an hour from the Pigeon Forge Gatlinburg area.
I'm just gonna try to do what some people do: click on each comment, and then I make sure I won't miss so many. So I know I'll still miss some, but bravo, Kenny. Yeah, a lot of people are coming to you, Kenny.
Thanks for the nice compliments. I appreciate them very much. Joy Bless Live says that she deals with 6 bulging discs in her neck and back and planters. I'm not sure.
Fasciitis. Plantar's fasciitis is when the foot. It's in the foot, I think.
But she presses through as much as possible. No meds, just natural supplements. Is all she.
Yep. And a lot of people have gotten out of a lot of medication. That's good.
Yeah, I only take one pill, and that's for that's to loosen my muscles, keep my muscles from tightening up really bad.
Yeah. Yep. So let's see. Yeah, Mike's moving on the map. Howdy from Buffalo, New York. Thank you, Mike. Let's see. A lot of blood pressure and medication will make you cough. Okay, that's good to know. I'm lucky I have low blood pressure, not high blood pressure.
Good night, Mary Jones.
Good night, Mary. Hope you okay, hon. Let's see. See if I'm starting to scroll through the chat. So apparently Lucretia and both Susan are both struggling today because they both have disabilities. So So that's why they couldn't come. Okay, Kenny. Oh, somebody asked where your accent is from. You said Keensport? Yeah.
Yep. And Tracy Jones just made the comment here. Said I live about an hour and a half from her. She's in Morristown. Would love to
Okay.
meet up.
Oh, A to Z Dan is here. Hello, Dan. Hope you guys are okay. How's your dog? I hope he's a little Fluffy is okay. I haven't talked to you. I need to call. Thank you. Let's see. Lee Claude from the South. It's been a while. Yeah. Hello. I'm glad you're here. Um, uh, I'm sorry, people. I don't get all bubbly and crazy like some people do. I'm happy you're here, but I don't know how to be. I don't know. Hope you know I do appreciate you being here, people.
Hey,
I
Floss.
really do. I'm not a giggly, I guess, too much. Let's see. Let's see where we're at. Texas ladies here. I think I said hello to Tracy. Uh, Doug Coons from Moberly, Missouri. Good night, LG.
Good night,
See.
LG.
So Gracie says her blood pressure runs low too. So I don't know if I don't think it's as common as high blood pressure. I never had to take medication for it ever. Um, so I don't know what happens with me. Because of the low blood pressure. I think that's why when I bend over or squat, when I go to stand up, I get dizzy and lightheaded. The other night I was crazy. I was weird. So I bent over for a reason. I won't explain the whole reason, but I bent over for a reason. When to stand up, I got dizzy. And I almost passed that. I had to catch myself on one of my pull-out shelves so I wouldn't fall. And Maxi jumped out of his bed. I almost landed on top of him. Poor thing. and And then, I got scared of it when it happened. So I thought I was having a problem. I couldn't talk. I lost my words for maybe a minute. And this arm is always numb, but it got completely even more numb than it normally does, all the way down to my fingertips. I think what I have is what they call TIAs. It's transexemic uh, something, a rhythm. I don't know, but it's something like a mini stroke. So I didn't really have a stroke because I do take baby aspirin every day. That's one thing I do. Um, but I notice only time really that happens a lot is when I bend over or squat. So I have to be very careful about not coming up too fast. So let's see. Then we'll try to see what everybody's saying. Hello, Floss. Didn't see you come in.
I saw where
Is that okay? You have a fractured foot? Joy Blessed Life? I thought
she did
maybe I
have.
missed. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, I
That's
think she's working on getting it healed back up now.
so
Uh,
Laura Kramer is in a power chair and pain meds because of bulging discs in the neck and fractured neck and lumbar. Wow. I hit the road on Thursday. My goodness, Laura. See, you're braver than I am. See, okay. Your smile says it all from Minnesota.
I saw where Mike's moving on the map. Had a question for me. He said, "Do I get to Dollywood much? Always wanted to take a trip. I have been to Dollywood. I took couple trips in high school and middle school, and plus I've been with. I've got
You
some
were there
videos.
this last year, weren't you?
I've got some. I got some videos
Yeah.
of where I've been to Dollywood and Anarchista and things like that on my channel. Uh,
You were
I
with,
was
weren't you with Joy Blessed Life
I was
when
there
you
with
went?
Joy West. I was there with Joy West Life
Yeah.
and Storyteller Donnie.
So somebody asked Joy Blessed Life, did you have to use a mobility scooter? I guess I don't know. She probably answered that. Well, the weather has a lot to do with pain in the body and is much better in certain parts of the country than others. That is so true, Brian, because arthritis is better in dry heat. Arthritis is more affected in the areas that's cold or really humid temperatures because my arthritis doesn't bother me as much in this desert heat because of dry heat. My mother was, of course, she had really bad osteoarthritis, and even the doctor told her she needs to move down to the desert. So that's how I ended up in the desert as a kid. We even have to move to the desert. My mom used to go to the hot spots, hot the hot spas in the desert near Palm Springs. I can't talk tonight. So yeah, weather does have a lot to do with some pain. Uh, yeah, West is better for people. True. Laura, hope you'll be in courtside. I love meet you and the rest of the tribe. I am in courtside and I live here in courtside as my home base. I'm going to have a meetup in January, Laura. If you can make it, it would be great. I will probably, my meetup, I can't announce the dates because my meetup will be the weekend immediately following the RTR, which is the Rubber Tramp Rendezvous by Cheap RV Living. So it'll be right after that for the weekend, and it'll be off grid. So it'll be free camping, but don't have any like plugins or any trash cans or anything. But we know where to send you for all those things. So we had my first meetup this past year in January, and we'll be doing another probably small one this year. Let's see. Um,
Yeah, courtside's a lot of fun. It's I had the best time this past January back in 2022. I I uh, I really enjoyed it, and looking forward to possibly getting out there again.
cool. Yeah. Joanne says, when you bend over and stand and get dizzy, it's called orthostatic hypotension. Okay. Uh, so Rebel Girl just got diagnosed with diabetes too. Not fun, but manageable with diet. Yes. And a lot of diabetics don't realize that it can be managed a lot by the diet. Um, let's see.
Thankfully, I'm nowhere near that.
I don't have diabetes doesn't really run in my family. I do know my granddaughter had diabetes. She started having to give herself shots when she was 12 years old, but I think it was on her mother's side of the family because
Well,
I can't say nobody in my family doesn't have it. My uncle had it and eventually he died from it, but I don't know.
it's a big thing in mine because my dad's
Yeah.
got it, my dad's brother's got it, my mommy had it, his mama had it, and then it went. It's in the family, so that's just why I've started cutting back on a lot. I don't eat a whole lot of like bread, potatoes,
Yeah.
I don't eat a whole lot of pastas.
Carbohydrate is what it is. Yeah,
Yeah,
carbohydrate, which carbohydrate turns to sugar.
yeah.
So, yeah, that's true. When what I do will say, I said my family doesn't have it. My mom and dad did not have diabetes, and my none of my us kids of 5 kids didn't have diabetes, so we're lucky. Yeah, see where we're at. Palo Verde has a great deal of pollen in spring in the desert southwest. Oh, the Palo Verdes, yeah. Talking about the Palo Verde tree. Like looks like a bush because it's a big bush like a tree, but yeah, does have pollen, but not bad. Not compared to places that have tons and tons of flowers. Uh, so Laura Kramer says, my spinal pain is what's getting me to Arizona. Carbon and hate it. He's a chow chow. I'll be there. Good. Okay, good. That's good to hear. Let's see. Courtside 23 is Bernay. Fairy does weep the wild wind. She's looking forward to. I'm looking forward to seeing you again, Bernay. Definitely. Let's see. Every season that it.
Hey,
So
Mark Wolf.
yeah, a lot of people that have diabetes are overweight. Not all. I shouldn't say that. That's generalizing, but I do know a lot of people that have diabetes. A lot of times, if they're overweight, if it can lose some weight, it will help your diabetes. That's what I would try to say. Not everybody, is the same, but I had a lady friend that she had serious diabetes. She'd been on medication for a very long time. I think I missed one of my, no, I guess I don't know. Random Bigfoot Adventures in a Super Sticker. Thank you so much. I should play a fun. Okay, guys, I'm going to play a brand new Maxi clip. I've never played it on YouTube or Instagram yet. So you guys are going to be the very first ones to see it. And you're going to love it. Okay, and hang on, I'm gonna find it. Don't let me lose my place. I'm at 909 on the way back. Not too far back, 4 minutes behind. Okay, here we go. Hang on. Let me find it. I want to play this for you guys because you're the first ones to see it. Here we go. Hey, are you ready to go for a ride? Are you? Okay. Where are we gonna go? Let's take a trip down the road. Yeah, buddy. I
That's a
hope
cute
everybody
video.
like. Yeah, I have a few Maxi clips. I would like to play these for the people that send me already super chats and super stickers. So let me play a couple of Maxi clips. Let's see.
I want to
I
say
can.
hello, folk of the forest. Hello, folk of the forest. And I saw that is cool, Lady Deb S. Van Life. She
Okay,
said
let me
she
go
said
ahead.
she's been to my hometown, and she used to stay in Johnson City before she moved to where she's at now.
Okay, let me play another Maxi clip. This is actually Maxi and Banshee. One of Tanya is her son, one of her kids has a dog named Banshee. Everybody thinks it's Gunner, but it's Banshee. So here we go. He loves to sing. When he hears the music, he starts singing. You'll love it.
What's that? What is it?
I love that one.
That's
I really
cute.
love. I think everybody likes Maxi and his little goggles.
Yeah. Hello, Leah Claude. Is that how you pronounce that?
Lee, I believe is pronounced Lee. Lee Claude.
Lee Claude. Okay.
Yeah, it
Lee
could be
Claude.
Leah, but I think it's Lee.
Okay.
So I'd love to put up the little clips of Maxi, and so I just so anyhow, so let's see. I think I am actually caught up with all the chat. So I didn't say hello to Folk of the Forest, which is Helen and Texas Lady. And I probably missed if you please forgive me if I did. I haven't been able to manage the chat very well tonight. I'm trying because when we have that many people in here. So let's see how long I've been on. I've been on for over an hour, people. Um, let's see, what's this? Thank you, Jolly Matilda. I love meeting people and have lots of room, and there's no charge or anything. I just like coming. I'm 30 minutes from Seaverville. That's cool. So, well, I will be. I don't know if I can make it, but I'm gonna try to make it up to Washington this summer. My friend from Washington is coming down here in November, and then she's heading back in April. If I can do it, if I can afford it, I'm going to take a trip to Washington in my car, and I'll sleep in my car on the way to Washington for a couple nights, and then when I get there, I'll stay at my friend's house. But I'm gonna have to come back. I don't have anybody to caravan with coming back. So I'm gonna at that time when I'm ready to come back, I will do a live stream or a video and ask people to tell me if you want me to come by and visit you. I'll let you know kind of the route, and then I can come and stay. If you have a place for me to park, I can come by and visit a little bit with a few people on the way back home. So,
Random Bigfoot Adventures has a question. Says, does being overweight cause diabetes, or does diabetes cause weight gain?
I don't think either one is the case. I think, well, usually the type of diabetes you're talking about that you can control with diet, I think the diet helps the diabetes, but I don't think it's caused by the weight. I mean, losing weight helps the diabetes, but I don't believe it's caused by the weight. But I do know that people that have weight problems with diabetes a lot of times can manage their diet to make it better. I could be wrong, but I don't think could. I'm not an expert on diabetes because I don't have it. But I think really a lot of people that have diabetes never gain weight. And a lot of people that are heavy never have diabetes. So I don't think that's the cause. Don't think this is a cause and effect. I think it sometimes it can be managed by certain diet. Not weight, really, diet. So okay, good to hear that. Somebody who said Helen and said she's got me covered. I don't know if I'm going through Missouri. I think I'll go through California and Oregon and maybe Nevada. So we'll see.
Jolly, my cruise is October the 15th through the 23rd,
Okay, let's
2022.
see. And James, these are people that do have diabetes, and no, they said I'm right about that. So that's good to know. Uh, looks like maybe in courtside. Mark is going to be here in November, I believe. So let's see. October 15th is great. Okay. So I think I'm really caught up on the chat. So I'm going to go ahead and play. People seem to like to hear it. So I will play one of my songs for you guys. And then we're going to probably talk about any of this, but let's go ahead and play a song. So hang on. Let's go down for a minute. Just a little thank you, and I'm letting you know your special gifts of love are helping me grow as I try to help others by your joining me. We are doing this together, we are family. We can help others to find joy in their lives and not be discouraged by all the strife. Thank you for your help, 'cause I know I'm not alone. You are all members and part of my home. Box Band Boogie. Hey, hip hooray, watch your sway, it's her way, she's grooving. Oh, getting down, touch the ground, don't fall down, box band boogie. Yeah, flying high, touch the sky, that is why the box band boogie. Up in the mountains where the air is fine, there's a little old lady way past her prime, and she starts dancing every night when the sun goes down. The coyotes sing and the moon is high, that's when the forest starts to come alive. Then she starts dancing to the box, then boogie. She's got no job, she don't need much money at the end of the day. She don't need no honey, throws wood on the fire, the flames get high. The moon and the stars are in the sky, making her feel like she's gonna cry. So she starts moving to the box, then boogie. Hey, hip hooray, watch her sway, it's her way, she's grooving. Oh, getting down, touch the ground, don't fall down, box band boogie. Yeah, flying high, touch the sky, that is why the box band boogie. Coyote says, what do you need? I need the man over there to stop looking at me. And she sings in tune with the coyote choir. It's getting late, the box band minister, she bows her head to pray, thanking God for another blessed day. Hey, hip hooray, watch her sway, it's her way, she's grooving. Oh, getting down, touch the ground, don't fall down, box band boogie. Yeah, flying high, touch the sky, that is why the box band boogie. Yeah, flying high, touch the sky, that is why the box band boogie. Alright. So I hope you enjoyed that. So I noticed, what did it say? Rebel Girl said her cat is watching. See what it says.
That was good singing there, D.
I know I'm not a great singer, but I love music. I wrote a few songs. You've all heard them. I did get copyrights on my songs, so I'm love to share them, but no, I will never put out a CD. I just share it for people to enjoy it. So I'm gonna call it a night. We're down to 44 people. I know people are still here, but I think it's late for most people. So before I do, let me play this for everybody. I want to thank you. This is my thank you, one of them. And I'll play one more and then I'll call it a night. So this here I'll play for you. So the last one I'll do is my Thank You God song as a duet with Jim Bertrand. So I'm going to play that and then we'll come up and say good night. Here we go. I love the mountains, the trees, and the streams. I love the desert and wildlife it brings. The freedom in my life allows me to roam. Wherever I go, it becomes my new home.
I don't have much, but it is enough. My happiness doesn't depend on stuff. Friends that I've made are a treasure to me. These are the things that matter to me. Thank you, God, for showing me how you intended for my life to be. Thank you, God, for guiding me into a world where I can be just me. Life is exciting, not easy for sure. Fresh air and sunshine, but my health is secure. Out in God's nature, where there is such strife, I am content to live a happy life. Learning to thrive with a whole lot less. My life is full and free of stress. I love my God who has given to me beauty and wonders amazing to see. He is my guide to where I should be. Just look around you and get out to sea. God is my strength and inspiring to me. I have become who He led me to be. Thank you, God, for showing me how you intended for my life to be. Thank you, God, for guiding me into a world where I can be just me. Thank you, God, for guiding me into a world where I can be just me. So thank you everybody for coming. I think we're gonna call it a night. I appreciate you all. And it means a lot to me that you all came. I missed a few people that came in at the end, but thank you for being here. So, Kenny?
Good night, guys. And I think Ron Darrell should be about ready to go live here anytime soon, I think.
Oh, I know. He's not going every night lately, so I don't know. Anyhow, hopefully. All right, I'll see you all later. Thank you again for coming. I appreciate you. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.
Come on. There we go.